Okay, good morning, everybody, and Chazak Baruch. Thank you for joining us on this beautiful Wednesday morning, and Hodesh Tov Uvorach. As we enter the month of Av, I want to wish everybody a happy Rosh Chodesh. Of course, as we enter the month of Av, our rabbis tell us, Misha Nichnas Av Mema'atim Besimcha. As we enter this month of Av, our happiness has to decrease. What does that mean, decrease? It doesn't mean that we should be sad. It means that we decrease in happiness. Ma'atim, a little bit less excitement, a little bit less simcha, but always to be besimcha. We have to always be happy. But a little bit less, to notch down a little bit our joy, our laughter, remembering that it's a time of mourning. It's a time that we're supposed to remember that the Beit HaMikdash is not here. But of course, as today is Rosh Chodesh Av, we also know that today is the yortzeit of who? Who is the yortzeit? Who passed away on Rosh Chodesh Av? It's the yortzeit of Aharon HaKohen. Okay? And actually, there are many amazing people in Torah, and many of them that when they passed away, we know through tradition, or we have an idea, or even from the Gemara, when they passed away. There's only one person in the entire Torah, if I'm not mistaken. There's only one character that it's explicit in the text of when they passed away. Okay? And it's Aharon HaKohen. We actually just read about it last week. Torah tells us when the Jewish people traveled from place to place, and one of the places that they traveled to, Torah tells us, was Hor Hahar. Okay? And we read last week, chapter 33, Pasuk 38. Vayal Aharon HaKohen. Aharon HaKohen went up onto the mountain called Hor Hahar. Al Pi Hashem, like God commanded. Vayamot Sham, and he died. Bishnat Arba'im, in the 40th year in the desert. Hodesh HaHamishi, on the 5th month. Be'ehad LaHodesh, on the first day of the month. So the only person that it's explicit when they passed was Aharon. Aharon passed away today. 5th month, 1st of the month. And the question is, why does Torah find it necessary to tell us about his passing? We don't know about anyone else's passing. We don't even know Moshe Rabbeinu. Again, we have tradition, we have idea, we have other sources. But in the Torah, it doesn't say when he died. Aharon, he passed away on Rosh Chodesh Av. First of all, why does Torah tell us? Secondly, what's the significance of this? What is the significance of the fact that Aharon dies on Rosh Chodesh Av as opposed to any other day of the year? Was it an accident? So my friends, we turn to Pirkei Avot. Pirkei Avot, there's a beautiful Mishnah in chapter 1 about, of course, Aharon HaKohen. The Mishnah says, the author of this Mishnah is a rabbi by the name, you heard of him, Hillel. Hillel Omer. The Mishnah says, Hillel says, Heveh metalmidav shel Aharon. Be a student of Aharon. That means be like Aharon. Learn from Aharon. Be like him. Okay, what should I do? Ohev shalom verodef shalom. Ohev shalom, love shalom. Rodef shalom, pursue shalom. Ohev et haberiot umekarvan la Torah. What Hillel is telling us is that we need to emulate Aharon, and what Aharon was a person who loved peace. Aharon chased peace. He loved people. Ohev et haberiot. Mekarvan la Torah. Let us just spend a few minutes, my friends, going line by line. Okay? Number one, Aharon, we know, was a person who loved peace. He brought peace. He was the peacemaker. Aharon created shalom. When two people were fighting, Aharon would go to each party. It would hurt him. He would say, he would try to understand each one. Why are you fighting? What did they say? They didn't mean it. They go to the other side. What did they do? Maybe I know they really felt bad about it. And he would create shalom. You create shalom. You'd go to two people that are fighting. You wouldn't add fuel. Today, sometimes someone complains to you about someone. What do we say? Yeah, by the way, it's not even half of it. There's much worse that they're doing, right? We're instigating. It wasn't Aharon. When Aharon would see husband and wife fighting, he would go and he would try to create shalom. Now again, not everyone is in a position to go to a husband and a wife that are fighting and create shalom. You got to know your place. But sometimes it is our place. Sometimes it's family or someone that we know, that we love, that we care. And whoever it is, if it's someone around us in our orbit, in our circle, Aaron was involved. Ohev Shalom. Not only Ohev Shalom. Some people, right? Okay, they value Shalom. But Rodev Shalom. He didn't just love it. He did what he needed to for it. Some people believe in theory. In theory, they love peace. Yeah, Rabbi, Shalom. Ose Shalom bimroma. Right? Some people love Shalom. They love to sing about Shalom. But bottom line, what are we doing for Shalom? I'll tell you an amazing story. By friend, I believe, I read the story many years ago. So forgive me if the details are off. It's a true story. The story is about a fellow, maybe Baltimore, I don't know, about a fellow who had a subscription for the Times or for whatever paper, newspaper, okay? And every morning, the paper would come to his front door early in the morning. Every day he would get up. All of a sudden, one day, as he got the paper, he noticed the paper was lacking its crisp feeling. You know, when you open it for the first time, fresh, right? It looked like someone opened it already. Okay? The next day, he opens it again. He gets the paper, and he sees, again, it's folded up. It's put in the bag. It's not fresh out of the press. What in the world is going on? After a few days, he decided to wake up extra early to see what's going on. He noticed that his neighbor, after the paper was delivered, his neighbor would run out of the house, grab the paper, run back into his house, open it up, he would read it, and an hour later come back, fold it up, and at 4 or 5 a.m., put it by the front door before anyone ever realized. This person couldn't believe it. Wow, what a crook. So the next day, he sees his neighbor. He goes over to him, he says, hey, how's the paper? And the neighbor started getting all embarrassed. What are you talking about? What paper? He's like, oh, I know, don't tell me what paper. I saw you reading my paper. You're reading my paper every morning. Please stop. He says, I'm sorry, but I didn't think it mattered to you. I'm putting it back. What does it matter to you if I read it first? He's like, it matters, okay? Please don't read my paper. Sure enough, every day, same problem. Didn't stop. Every morning, the paper is folded, crumbled. This guy didn't know what to do. His neighbor's reading his paper. It annoys him. He decided to go to the rabbi. He went to the rabbi, and he told him the problem. And my friends, you will never believe what the rabbi said. Listen to what the rabbi suggested. The rabbi turns to this fellow. He says, no problem. I have an idea for you to solve all your issues. He says, great. Please, Rabbi, I need it. Tajah. The guy is ruining my coffee with the news every morning. I can't enjoy the paper. It's like, no problem. Easy solution. What is it? Solution is, ready? Order your friend a subscription for the same paper. This way he'll get his own. He won't have to take yours. I looked at the rabbi. You buy the rabbi? You want me to pay for his subscription? Let him pay for his own. Why should I pay money and I should start? The rabbi said, 1 second, time out. Let me ask you a question. How much do you pay for kosher food? How much do I pay for kosher? How much? Whatever cost. He says, tell me, you pay for kosher, right? You eat kosher. Of course, Rabbi, I eat kosher. I'm a Jew. I'm religious. I'm observant. Okay. Is it cheaper if you were to get not kosher from Stop and Shop? He says, of course, it's a fraction of the price. So why are you paying so much? He says, what do you mean, Rabbi? I'm paying extra money because I keep kosher. Tell me, you put your kids in yeshiva? How much is yeshiva? Of course I put my kids in yeshiva, Rabbi. What's the question? He says, so I don't understand, the rabbi said. If you're paying extra for kosher and you're paying extra for tuition, why wouldn't you pay extra for shalom? Shalom is also Jewish. To have peace with someone is also a mitzvah. So if you're paying for kosher, why are you paying for kosher? Because it's a mitzvah. So is having peace with somebody. It's a mitzvah. We have to realize, my friends, this is what it means to be rodef shalom. To think of ways, how could I be creative? To have to even pursue peace. Not just to love peace. Love, what does it mean to love peace? It means, of course, I love peace. Everyone should be at peace with me. Right? Everyone leave me alone. That's not what it means to love peace. Loving peace means to be rodef shalom. To look for ways that even if I have to pay money, I'll pay money for shalom. I'll pay money. I'll go out of my way. I'll inconvenience myself. I'll bend over backwards. I'll switch my schedule so I could accommodate the other person. That's shalom. Shalom means me looking for shalom, being proactive about my shalom, not just waiting for shalom to happen. Not waiting. Rodef shalom. You make shalom. You pursue shalom. You pursue peace. If there's someone that's fighting with you, someone that you're fighting with, maybe a family member, Rodef shalom. Don't wait for them to come and apologize. No. Rodef, I'm sorry. Call them up. I called them, Rabbi. They didn't answer. Okay. Rodef, did you chase them? Did you call 20 times? 1,000,000 times? Knock on the door. Look for them. What if someone owed you money? You would look for them. No. Someone once said, I feel like no one cares about me. No one even, right? So his friend told him back, I have very easy advice for you. Okay? Borrow money and you'll see how quickly people care about you. Make sure you're alive. Make sure to know where you are every second of the day. Okay? Just go into debt. Everyone will all of a sudden start calling you. Right? So, Rodef Shalom means look for the guy. You want to make peace with someone? You want to apologize? You have to Rodef. We got to put aside ego. We got to put aside self. We got to put aside our kavod, our honor. Rodef Shalom, to pursue peace. Of course, for Aharon, this was a given. Let me tell you a beautiful line. Aharon was able to achieve bringing peace to other people because he was at peace with himself. Very deep line. Aharon was able to bring peace with others because he was at peace with himself. Remember when Aharon heard that his brother Moshe was going to be hired as the leader of the Jewish people. Moshe himself, by the way, didn't want to accept the position for this one issue. For 7 days, he's fighting with God on the mountain. I'm not going. God said, you better go. The people need you. He said, I'm not going. And he gave all the excuses until the real excuse came out. What was the real excuse? My brother Aharon is going to feel bad. God testified and said to Moshe, no worries. Aharon is going to hear that you're the leader. He will feel happy for you. Samach belibo. He'll be happy. Won't be jealous. Aharon was able to remain at peace with himself. Aharon knew, this is what I am. Very happy. He was content. He didn't need to be better than others. He didn't always compare himself. Today, very hard to do that. Today's a generation. It's an era of comparing. Everything that we have, we compare. How other people, how was their wedding? We see it on the phones. We see it in our palms. We see it. How was their vacation? What kind of house do they live in? How much did they spend? What are they driving? Today, it's a comparing time. Aaron never compared. Aaron was Ohev Shalom. He was at peace with himself. And my brother was chosen to be the leader. So what? Happy for him. Good for him. You hear someone else in your field. Everyone has their own jealousy. If you're a chazan, you're jealous of other chazanim. If you're a rabbi, you're jealous of other rabbis. If you're a businessman, you're jealous of other businessmen. If you're a speaker, if you're a mom, if you're a dad, if you're a salesman, if you're a lawyer, right? If you're a guy in the shul, why did they invite him? Why did they give him the honor? Why didn't they give it to me? Aaron, samach bilbo. He's happy for other people. Very good for them. You know why? Because he had peace with himself. He knew that he's doing his best. He knew that he's achieving what he can with whatever Hashem gave him. It requires a level of humility, my friends. Humility. That's the trait that I'm talking about today. Okay? The trait of humility. It's a trait that actually we always think that Moshe had. Everyone knows Moshe was humble. Moshe was very humble. Moshe had this trait of being anav. But don't forget, my friends, Aharon was very humble. Aharon represents the trait of hod. Hod means submissive, submission, to be humble. Aharon made way for other people. When he saw his brother became the leader, he was at peace with that decision. It didn't bother him. If he saw his older brother getting married before him, if he saw his older brother having more children than him, he saw his older brother, he wasn't jealous. He was sameach bechelko. Aharon was happy for his brother Moshe, and therefore he was at peace with himself, and he was able to bring peace to other people. When a person is chaos, when a person is always fighting, when a person is constantly having this inner struggle, it's impossible for such a person to look for ways to make peace with others. He's not at peace with himself. How can he bring peace to others? Okay? That's what we say in the Amidah. Oseh shalom b'mromav. God who brings shalom up there, please bring peace, shalom aleinu, down here. First, I have to bring peace here. First, there has to be shalom in me. Then I can bring shalom to other people. Aaron was ohev shalom, rodev shalom. He pursued peace. Very powerful idea. Number one, to pursue it, to be proactive in my peace. Proactive. What am I doing? What am I doing to bring shalom between other people? What am I doing to bring shalom with people that are fighting with me? I'm not just going to put it on the back burner. All right, let's see. That's passive. Be proactive about the shalom. Proactive. Pick up the phone. Write a letter. Send a text. An email. Do something. Subscribe them if you have to the newspaper. For shalom. Well, it's a small price to pay. I'm bleeding on tuition. Hundreds of thousands a year. I can't pay $2,000 for a paper to bring shalom with my neighbor. That was the message of this rabbi. Very, very deep message. Very important message. Ohev shalom, rodev shalom. Then we read next about Aharon. Ohev et haberiot. He loved everyone. My friends, Aaron HaKohen loved everyone. Everyone, you know what everyone means? Everyone doesn't mean he loved only Sephardim or Ashkenazim or Syrians or Moroccans or Persians or, right, Hasidim. He loved everyone, every color, every hat, every type. He loved everyone. Ohev et haberiot. It didn't matter if you were religious or not religious. It didn't matter if you were like me or not like me. It didn't matter if you prayed in my shul or not in my shul. It didn't matter, right? If you invited me to your wedding or you didn't invite me to your wedding. Ohev et haberiot. He loved every creation. You're a child of God. You're in the image of God. He didn't love him because he was like him. No. There was a rabbi in the Gemara. His name was Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva, he taught us a line. Love your fellow like yourself. That's a very powerful line. And many people would say that that's the most important pasuk in the whole Torah. Loving your neighbor like yourself. Amar lo ben Azai, but comes along Ben Azai and says back, I have a better pasuk for you, Rabbi Akiva. Better than that. I have a better pasuk. You know what the pasuk is? You ready? B'tzelem Elokim bara et ha'adam. God created man in his image. And what Ben Azai is telling Rabbi Akiva is there's a big flaw in your philosophy. Your pasuk is nice, but it's flawed. Ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. Love your fellow like yourself. A person may only start loving people that are like him. If you're religious like me, I love you. If maybe you're Sephardic like me, I love you. If you're my type, I love you. If you pray in my place, I love you. If you're kamocha, then I love you. But if you're not kamoni, you better stay away. You better be careful. I don't know you. Don't come collecting for me. You're not my community. Don't ask me for favors. You're not my type. You're not this. Says Ben Azai, that's not why you should love someone. You know why you should love someone? Because he's in the image of God. What does it matter if he's from your color or not? What does it matter if he wears your hat or not? What if it matters if he's from your community or not, from your city or not, from your yeshiva or not? He's a child of Hashem. And how sad when we see stories in the world of sinat chinam, my friends. Literally hatred of Jews because they're a different sect. Because they're just from a different group. They're not from my group. They don't go to my shul. They don't believe in what I believe in, hashkafically. And we use that as a license to hate. And that was not Aharon. Aharon loved you because you were a beriyot. You were a creation. What's a beriyah? You were a creation of God. That's enough for me to love you. We don't have to think alike. We don't have to be the same. We don't even have to vote the same. We don't have to have the same type of weddings. Doesn't matter. Beriyot, you're a creation of God. He loved everyone. Sinner or not, righteous or not, didn't matter. And by the way, this goes both ways. Sometimes we despise people because they're lower than us, And sometimes we despise people because they're higher than us. They're too fanatic, they're too religious, right? It's both ways. Hillel made room for, Haron, made room for everybody in his life. You were a Beriya, I love you. Even if you sin, I love you. And the Netziv proves to us that Aharon loved everyone. Look at this next line. What's the next line? Ohev et beriyot umekarvan la Torah. What does that mean? And then he would bring them closer. So you're talking about a guy who's far from Torah. Far from Torah. Guy's driving on Shabbat. Guy's eating McDonald's. Far, very far. Bekarvan, he needs kiruv. But still, Ohev et beriyot, he loved the guy. That's the guy that he loved. The guy that needed kiruv. He loved him. Again, up or down, doesn't matter. He loved everyone, close or far from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Yeah? And it's a beautiful story. A man asked Rav Kook. Rav Kook was known to Ohev Yisrael. He loved Jews. He asked Rav Kook, you're befriending everybody, Rabbi. Even the sinners. Why? And Rav Kook said, after 120, I'd rather be guilty of ahavat chinam than being guilty of sinat chinam. I'd rather love the wrong guy than hate the wrong guy. I'd rather be the guy that I love someone even though maybe I shouldn't be loving him, than to chas v'shalom hate someone even though I shouldn't be hating him. I'd rather be guilty on loving Israel than on hating Israel. Understand? To err on the side of caution, on the love side of caution. What a beautiful way of understanding this idea, my friends. This message of Ohev et beriyot, to love people because they're people, because they're human, because they like Hashem, not because they like me. If I love people because they like me, so then there's going to be a whole list of people that I don't like. Yeah? That's not why I should love someone. I love someone because B'Tselem Elokim, in the image of God, He's creation. And what does Hillel say? Ohev et beriyot. What does beriya mean? He's a creation of God. Not he's I like because he's my color, he's my hat. No, B'Tselem, he's created the image. That's enough. This was Aharon HaKohen, Ohev et beriyot. And ultimately, what was the result? Mekarvan la Torah. Ultimately, he brings them back to Torah. When we love people, we bring them back to truth. Really, a person that is interested in trying to help people around them. Rabbi, how many times I get this question? How do I make my spouse more religious? Right? How do I make my spouse more religious? How do I make my kids more religious? First of all, you can't make anyone. Yeah? But the truth is, learn from Hillel, learn from Aharon. Ohev et beriyot. When we show people that we love them unconditionally, that we care about them, mekarvan la Torah, on their own, they will do whatever it is that we ask. First step, love. When we show love, when we show that we care, and that other person on their own will automatically just do what you want them to do. Your children know what is important to you. Your spouse knows what's important to you. You think Aharon HaKohen had to rebuke anybody? He didn't have to rebuke. He would simply just be. He would be a loving human being. And on their own, people knew, I can't do this. What would Aharon say if he found out? He would be so upset at me. I don't want to upset Aharon. I don't want to upset Tzaddik like Aharon because he's such a good guy. I'm going to break his heart. Love is more powerful than fear. Love is much more powerful. You catch more bees with honey than with vinegar. Aharon just had honey all day. Love, love, love. Patience. Love, patience, unconditional love, patience. He wasn't judging, he didn't label, he didn't do anything. Just Ohev et beriyot. And alone. Mekarvan la Torah. Mekarvan la Torah. Yeah? Mekarvan la Torah, he would bring them back. The greatest gift you could ever give somebody is not Aston Martin, not a house in the Hamptons, it's not a yacht, it's not a whole, savings. The greatest gift you could give a person is meaning in their life, direction, connection to God. That's the biggest gift you could give anyone. If there's someone who's out there in the world and there's a gift you could give them, what would it be? The biggest gift you could give anyone that you will ever meet is a relationship with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. He's showing them that they're here with a mission. There's no bigger gift. If there's someone that you see out in the street and you want to give them a birthday gift, the biggest birthday gift you could ever give somebody is meaning, purpose. Something that money cannot buy. Torah is the biggest gift. And sometimes we're zocheh, sometimes we're very lucky that there are people in our lives that we're able to help them, show them the light, connect them to a class. If you like this class, tell your friend about it. You like any class, doesn't matter. Tell your friend about it. Maybe it's a book. Share with them meaning, direction, purpose. Mekarvan la Torah. What did Hillel give people? Excuse me, Aaron. He loved people. What did he give people? Aaron, Oher Briot, I love you. What did he give you? Diamond ring? He didn't give him a diamond ring. I love you. Here's jewelry. He didn't give him jewelry. I love you. Here's $1 million. He didn't give him $1 million. I love you. Here's Torah. Here's Torah. By the way, no doubt he gave them everything else. Whatever the person needed. You want food, you want jewelry, you want a house. I'm here, I'll give you my house, Saharon said. Whatever you need. But the greatest gift we could ever give anyone, is Mekarvan la Torah, a piece of God. Godliness, direction, purpose. And you see it in the world. People that are going around and they have everything. They're marrying models and they have money. Money that if they had 1,000,000 years, they couldn't even spend it. Money they don't even know what to do. They're gambling, happy to throw it away in gambling in casinos. Millions, no problem. That's how much they have. Houses and cars and non-stop vacation. And you speak to sometimes people like this, that they're literally vacationing all day. And then you speak to them one-on-one and they're miserable. Miserable. Why? You have everything. You married a model, you have money. Why are you miserable? Why are you on drugs? Why are you escaping? Why are you drinking every night? Why are you running away from your reality? You know what drinking does? It takes you away from being here, from being present. You know what a drug does? It numbs you from your pain. Why are you in pain? How are you in pain? You have the best wife, at least on the outside. You have the best life. You have money. What are you in pain about? The answer is they're in pain. They don't have direction. They don't have meaning. Empty. It's an empty life. The best gift you could ever give anybody is purpose. Torah. Mekarvan la Torah. Connect them to a rabbi. Connect them to a mentor, to a therapist. Connect them to somebody that could give them direction. Best thing you could ever do. When someone's lost on the highway of life, best thing you could do is give them a map. Or better yet, today, give them Waze. Here you go. Download this app. It's called Waze. It'll help you. Wow. Give them the app. They download it. Where you going? It's the best gift. Now, unfortunately, some people have Waze, but they don't know what to plug in. Where destination? I don't know. Where are you going? Je ne sais pas. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going. Where do you want to go? Type it in. No idea. You want to go to New Jersey? You want to go to the ocean? I don't know. I'm just driving. Rabbi Shapiro. He has a great story. He flies often. He says one time he was flying and he was sitting right in front of the flight attendant. We know when she speaks on the microphone where she sits, she has like the front row. So he's sitting right opposite her, facing each other. And as they're about to land, he flies a lot. So he kind of knows the message by heart already. So the flight attendant, she picks up the phone and she says, "Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned on the fasten your seatbelt signs. Please find your seats, stow away your tray tables, and put away any luggages under your," right? The whole message that they give. We are heading into our descent. And then finally she says, "into," and then she pauses. She stares and she looks at Rabbi Shapiro, who's right in front of her, and she whispers, "Where are we going again?" Where are we going again? And he said, we're going to, I don't know, whatever, Florida. All right. And our descent into Miami International Airport and whatever. And then after she finished the message, she thanked me. She's like, thank you so much for saving me over there. You know, I fly so often that sometimes I forget where I'm going. And he said, when he heard that line, it was such a wake-up call to some of us in life. Sometimes we're just flying so much that we forget where we're going. Where are you going? What's the destination? If someone gave you the GPS, what would you put? Today. How about forget life today? What's your destination today? Where are you going today as a person, as a human being? What's your goals today? If I gave you a piece of paper, what are 5 things you want to accomplish today? Forget life. Life is big. Too hard, Rabbi. I can't think about. No problem. Forget life. What's your goals today? At the day's end, when you look at the piece of paper, what will it say? Today I achieved what? What are my goals today? What are my accomplishments today? Where am I going today? Where am I going? What's my destination? That's a very powerful question. Sometimes we don't think about. And Baruch Hashem, if we have Torah, you have a little bit of a guide, not a personal, but you have a general guide as a Torah. It tells you generally, as a Jew, where you're supposed to head. I have to pray, meditate. I have to do chesed. I have to learn. I gotta eat healthy. Gotta keep kosher, right? I have a general direction. That's very powerful. To give a Jew that, mekarvan la Torah. Hillel's love, how did it manifest? Aaron's love, how did it manifest? Mekarvan la Torah. You'll bring them back to the Torah. You give the guy meaning in his life. Mekarvan la Torah. But my friends, that's very important detail. Mekarvan la Torah. He will bring them to the Torah, not the opposite. You see, some people do the exact opposite. Some people, they bring Torah to them. Some people bend Torah. We spoke about this a couple of days ago. If you have a person here and the bar is here, unfortunately, some people bring the bar down. Hillel would never do that. He never compromised. Of course, I have to know the person in front of me. Who are they? What level are they on? What could they handle? Maybe they're not ready to hear all of this. So I only give them a little bit of a taste, getting them closer. But to never bend, to never change. This is the truth. This is the Torah. This is what Shabbat looks like. I may not tell you all the details yet because you're not ready to hear it all. Just like a patient who's sick, the doctor has to see which medication could they handle. Sometimes a person can't handle the full medication. But to never change the Torah. The Torah is here. I can never move it down. I never reform, God forbid. This is it. This is where we're headed. This is where we're going to try to get to. Maybe it'll take a day or a month or a year or 10. But that's the goal. Make caravan, and he would bring people closer. And this is what Hillel did. Aaron did. He spent his whole life, Aaron, loving people, pursuing shalom. Make caravan la Torah, bringing them back to Hashem. And this peace of Aaron, this peace. We know that Aaron, Moshe and Miriam, these 3 siblings, they were the reason that we had 3 daily miracles in the desert. Yes, we know Miriam, what did she give us? Which miracle? Miriam, very good. We had the water, the well, right? Moshe, we had the man. And Aaron, he gave us the clouds. Anane kavod, the clouds of glory, which protected us. When we were walking for 40 years, these clouds were like an iron dome, protecting us from the heat, protecting us from the elements, the snakes, the animals, and it protected us from the enemies. The Midrash says that if the enemy were to try to shoot an arrow, boom, iron dome. It wouldn't touch us. It wouldn't hurt us. Yeah, and I don't think it's such a miraculous thing. I think it's very appropriate that Aharon is the one that gave us the clouds. Aharon, the man of peace. What happens when there's shalom? When there's shalom, we're untouchable. Aharon is alive, there's clouds. Aharon's around, there's shalom. When there's shalom, we're protected. When we're giving tzedakah, we're protected. When we're helping, when we're apologizing, when we're making peace to the people around us, when there's shalom, we're untouchable. Nobody can hurt us. That's the power of shalom. Shalom protects. Yes? When we're not b'shalom, God forbid, when there's divisiveness, when there's machloket, and unfortunately sometimes there's machloket, even in families, sometimes there's machloket. Siblings don't talk to each other for years and decades because of what? Sometimes because of money. How could money be more important than family? We let money get involved. Not about money, Rabbi. Why should I give in? Why shouldn't they give in? Principle. We let money cloud, right? And we let money remove the cloud of protection that we have. The famous mashal of the father, he turned to his sons on his deathbed. He said, each of you go get me a twig. They each came back with a twig. He said, break it. They each broke it, no problem. Then he said, go again, get me another twig. They each got another twig. He gave them all to his strongest son. He said, here, break it. And the strongest son, as hard as he can, he couldn't break those twigs because they were all together. And the father turned to his children and he said, if you're alone, you will snap. When you stay together as a family, you are untouchable. Nobody can hurt you. Such is the power of shalom. So Aaron brought shalom. Aaron was able to bring us the clouds of protection of glory. We say in the Haggadah, Shelo echad bilvad amad aleinu lechalotenu. It wasn't only once in history that they've tried to kill us. Bechol dor vador, in every generation, they've stood up. They've tried to hurt us. Bechol dor vador, omnim aleinu lechalotenu. But let me tell you a deeper reading. Shelo echad bilvad. When we're not one, that's the only thing that could kill us. When we're not one. As a community, if we stick together, we're invincible. If there's fighting, there's machloket, forget about it. Shelo echad, when we're not one. When we're not one with our spouse, when there's no shalom bayit, there's no business. There's no success at work. There's no success in what we're trying to achieve, what we're trying to build, our family, our children, our chinuch, nothing. If there's no shalom bayit. There's no shalom at work. Everyone's fighting, everyone has different opinions, everyone doing their own thing. We're not united in a cause. Our resources are being divided. So comes along, the Torah tells us, the moment Aharon dies, the moment Aharon's dead, Shalom leaves, the clouds leave. All of a sudden, Kena'ani comes. They see that Aharon's dead. They start attacking us. Why? Why did they attack us? Because they knew our Iron Dome is down. It's perfect time to attack the Jews. Their Iron Dome is down. Their Shalom is down. Their Machloket is up. Their fighting is up. Good time to attack. Let's attack those Jews because they don't have their protection. And Moshe had to then rebring the Shalom. He had to redo what Aharon did. He had to be the peacemaker. Once his brother passed away, he had to bring back. And so, my friends, coming back, in this month of Av, we lost the Beit HaMikdash. We lost the Beit HaMikdash, we know, because of Sinat Chinam, because of hatred. So of all the months of the year for Aharon to die, there's no better month than this month, Av. Rosh Chodesh Av. As we enter this month, the message is loud and clear. In a month of hatred, Aharon is dead. When Aharon's dead, we lose the Beit HaMikdash. When Aharon's dead, we lose our protection. When Aharon's dead, we lose our peace. When Aharon's dead, there's Sinat Chinam. There's no Aharon. This month is void of Aharon. The Torah is basically trying to say. And therefore, it's our job to bring back that love, to bring back that shalom, to bring back the bracha into our lives. That's the job that every one of us is entrusted with in these few days left till Tisha B'Av. Every one of us, God's handing a brick. God's giving you a brick and saying, here's a brick. Do what you like. Do you want to put it back or do you want to break it? Do you want to rebuild it or do you want to destroy this brick? It's our choice. And there's only one thing that we can do to rebuild it. Ahavat Chinam, loving the Jews, loving the people around us. Shalom. Ohev Shalom. Rodef Shalom. So let us ask ourselves today, right now, what are the things in my life that I'm fighting over? Who are the people that I'm fighting with? Let me pick up a phone. Let me send a text. Let me make a phone call. It's hard. I have to swallow pride. But let me tell you, my friends, there's nothing stronger. You know what's gibor? Gibor is not if you could lift 150 and squats and 80 push-ups and 50 pull-ups. That's not strength. You know what's gibor? Kovesh et yitzro. Strength is somebody that could conquer, that could put aside ego, put aside the selfishness, put aside their honor. Kovesh et yitzro. That's conquering. That's the strongest person you'll ever find in your life. There's nobody stronger than that. Don't think it makes you weak. It makes me look weak if I call and apologize. If I give in, it's a sign of weakness. Opposite. It's the strongest you could ever be in your life. It's the biggest sign of strength. Ezehu gibor, hakovesh et yitzro. There's nothing stronger than that. We be zocheh to put aside our egos, put aside our honor, to be able to make room for other people in our lives, to bring back the shalom of Aharon, to bring back the clouds of glory that he brought with his peace, with his love. Bezrat Hashem, Av will be restored to a month of happiness, to a month of shalom, to a month of rebuilding, to a month of bracha, when we have that peace, when we have that love for each other. Bezrat Hashem will be zocheh to the Bet HaMikdash. Tisha B'Av will be a day of rejoicing, of unity, of community. Bezrat Hashem, b'meira b'yameinu. Amen. We'll stop over here, everybody. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you all tomorrow.